I am honored to be here with you and to share on a topic that has truly been the foundation to my doTERRA journey since the very beginning. When I came 9 years ago to my first convention, I had just made the decision to become a wellness advocate, and I was an elite. Where's the elites? Where are you? That's what I was 9 years ago when I came, having made my decision to become a wellness advocate. That December, during a 200 PV promo, I became a silver, and I qualified for my very first leadership. Then I went to my very first leadership in Orlando, Florida, as I think a premier, and I heard about a really awesome leadership program called Diamond Club, and I wanted to do it. So I applied for Diamond Club. I started in August that year. I went to convention as a gold, my second convention as a gold leader. I hit Diamond in November at the conclusion of Diamond Club. I walked as a diamond the following year, and the year after that, I walked as a blue diamond. In August of 2022, I became a US Founder 2.0. I've consistently been a top enroller, and I've consistently earned a spot on the incentive trip each year since I started doing this. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag or to boast, far from it. Recognition is not something I'm usually really comfortable with, but it gives a little bit of perspective and context for what I'm going to share. So, as a wellness advocate, we are in an amazing partnership with doTERRA, right? They're the largest, most trusted essential oil company globally. Yesterday, Jared Auger said that they are the essential oil authority, right? They do so many things for us. They do our sourcing, our manufacturing, our research, our development, our customer support. They do our payroll, our accounting, right? They do all of that. Our job as the wellness advocates is to educate, to inspire, to empower, and to network. So today, I'm going to talk to you about strategic network expansion, okay? Now, how many of you, maybe yourself or someone that you've spoken to has said, when you've asked them about the doTERRA wellness advocate opportunity, have said, oh, it's not for me, I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone. Anybody? Anybody ever get that excuse, right? I can't do this business, right? Okay. How many of you have said, I struggle to get butts in seats? I don't get anyone to come to classes, right? Here is something really cool and amazing and really simple. Learn to network. If you can network, master the art of networking, you will never have that problem again because you don't need to know anyone. You network and you get access to a whole bunch of people. It's pretty cool, and it does work like that, okay? Now, how many of you have done vendor events? Lots, right? Yeah, vendor events. Okay. I chose this picture strategically because I know that when people think about doing vendor events, they think, how over the top does my table have to be? How many products do I need to have on hand? I need to learn to enroll people on the spot. They need to have every rollerball, every oil, you name it, right? And I've seen some beautiful setups. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'm like, wow, that looks like they literally put a storefront right at the vendor event, right? But that can be really intimidating, especially to someone who's just getting started with the business and they don't have a lot of money to invest in it, right? This particular event that I chose to show you a picture of was an event where I had a 4x4 spot, okay? And what I learned is that there is a lot of success found in simplicity. Now, you'll notice that on the table there, I have a fishbowl, and it literally is a fishbowl. Okay, we're going to call that the magic fishbowl, and I'll get back to it in just a little bit. But what is the purpose? I want you to rethink. What is the purpose of a vendor event? Is it to enroll people on the spot? Or can you shift your mindset and think about it as an opportunity to network with the people who are coming to your table, to network with the other vendors, and create powerful relationships, okay? So I think of vendor events as an opportunity to network, not necessarily to sell. And when you do that, you don't really have to worry about having a really fancy setup, right? It makes it a lot simpler. Again, the success is found in the simplicity. Now, when I first got started in my journey, and I said yes to Diamond Club, I knew that I was going to need to figure out how to network and to get contacts so that I could enroll as many people as I needed to enroll to stay in that program. And so I decided to start attending a local farmer's market. I committed to the farmer's market. I went every single week. I was in the same spot, same time, same place. I met a lot of people there. And what I would do is I would work on forming relationships, powerful relationships. One in particular that I'm going to share with you, because I only have time to share about one, was with a gal who was the wife of a local chiropractor. They were opening up a brand new chiropractic office. She and I became very friendly. I started talking to her about the oils. Long story short, ended up enrolling her. I ended up being invited to their office where I started to hold weekly Q&A sessions and then monthly themed workshops for their clients, right? For their patients, really. Well, that's not my network, that's their network. And she's not even a builder. And I say that because I think oftentimes we get caught up on, we need to find a builder, right? How many of you have been there? Like, I have to have a builder. Well, this gal who I enrolled, the chiropractor's wife, because I was able to tap into their network, she's not a builder per se, but she is a solid premier on my team where I have tapped into her network and I have enrolled many of the patients that go to their chiropractic office. And that's just one example of a relationship that was formed during doing networking the right way, okay? So think about where you would find the ideal customer. Where are there people who their priority is health, right? Like a chiropractic office or a massage therapy clinic, a Medi-Spa, personal training studios. There's so many places where people are choosing health as a priority. Where can you tap in to their network, right? So that's one example. Now, this next example that I want to share with you is networking groups, right? Like true, legitimate networking groups. How many of you have gone and joined a networking group, whether it's BNI or Toastmasters, or there's so many, right? Chamber of Commerce. Okay, so my next question to you is, how many of you have gone to a networking group and you've brought a huge stack of business cards and you passed them all out and then you were like, okay, I'm done, I did my thing? Anyone? No, nobody's ever just gone and just, pass out business cards. I think we often, confuse going and being part of a networking group with kind of just, passing around business cards as opposed to truly getting to know the people and creating powerful professional relationships. So I joined a local networking group. It was called LCBW. It was local chapter of women's businesses. And so I joined. It was like $100 to join for the year, could go to as many lunches as you wanted to. I rarely ever ate a lunch. What I did was every single week I would go to at least one, and I would find somebody new to talk to and to network with, okay? So this picture I have up here, this was with one of the relationships. And again, this is just one of many. With her name is Vicky, still on my team, enrolled her, met her at the networking group, enrolled her. She's also a premier on my team. Not a super active builder or anything like that, but what did I do? I tapped into her network. She's a lactation consultant at a local hospital, and because of the relationship that I formed with her, I was able to start doing breastfeeding moms groups, fourth trimester moms groups, She and I together wrote a policy and a procedure to get essential oils into the hospital that she works at. So it was a really powerful connection that was made through a networking group. Yeah, it's simplicity, right? But just rethinking being a part of those groups and the power that can come from them and the amount of customers, not builders per se, but how many of you need a few more premiers on your team? Yeah, right? Like, you can do it without somebody being a builder, just tap into their network, right? So this was just one example. Okay, I have to move on. I do not want music playing. Okay, do you remember I told you about the fishbowl? I'm gonna go back to the fishbowl now, okay? So I had that really plain table, right? And I have a fishbowl, and I do this every vendor event. I always have a fishbowl. And what I do with that fishbowl is it says, enter to win a free lunch and learn for your business. Enter your business card, okay? And let me tell you that my fishbowl is often filled. And I tell people, they're like, do you do it for everybody? And I say, no, unfortunately, I can only draw a few. I do it for everybody. I call every business, okay? They put their card in there. I'm going to call them, and I'm going to see what I can do to come and do what I love, share my passion with the people at their business. It's a free opportunity for you to go and do what you love in local businesses, right? So I collect the business cards, and I call them. I've done dentist's office, physical therapy clinics, I've done insurance agencies, I've done salons, I've done assisted living communities, 55 and over gated communities, you name it, I've done it. This is how I have built my business for the last 8 years, is through the power of networking, okay? You do not need to know a lot of people, you just need to learn how to network, and you can take your business literally as the sky is the limit. You can take it to the next level, okay? These lunch and learns have been super successful. I've done essential oil 101 classes. I've done immune health classes. You can do seasonal type things. You know, you can do, really the sky's the limit, right? You think of it. You can even ask them, what are some of the issues that your employees are dealing with? Oftentimes they'll tell you stress. They want you to come and do stress. I've done stress classes. Just bring adaptive. You don't need to bring a lot with you, right? But places are very, very open to having you come and provide a service. So think of it as service over selling. And oftentimes I go in with that mentality and I end up enrolling 10 people. How many of you would like to go enroll 10 people? Just because you went and you were serving, right? Okay, my time is getting very close. Okay, so here's what I want to close with. What network have you not tapped into? How many of you feel like there's networks out there that you haven't even thought to tap into? Or how many of you have not done a vendor event because you were afraid that you needed to have every oil on the table, 500 books on hand, you needed to spend a bunch of money on enrollment kits because you needed to make sure that you could enroll people on the spot? I think of all the vendor events that I've ever done, I've probably enrolled like 5 people on the spot, and that's over the course of 8 years, okay? What I've done really successfully is create powerful relationships, okay? That has literally helped me to take my business to the next level and to achieve all of the things that I shared with you at the beginning. Expanding your network consistently is the key to long-term success. Thank you, guys. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day.